Inklingo quilters start with lines printed on the fabric and it sets them free. This is your chance to take a peek at the free Shape Collection PDF with diamonds, triangles, and squares before you even open it, so you can print on fabric, shut the computer down, and sew up your next quilt with confidence. Hi everyone, this is Linda. Does it ever feel as if quilting is controlled by gatekeepers who love dreaming up complicated puzzles, so every design requires a special key to unlock it? A special pattern, acrylic templates, a complicated ruler, paper pieces, a thingamajig that only does one thing, and of course a special system to organize all this stuff. Quilting does not have to be this confusing and expensive. Inklingo quilters only need to learn one simple thing: how to print on fabric, to bypass the gatekeepers and make quilts that impress everyone, even you. How beautiful is that? You deserve the best tool so you can be the best quilter you can be. It's time to dump the tools that confuse so you can be the creative, confident quilter you were meant to be. You might be surprised how much is included for free, so I'm sharing 5 things with you, including a secret. Your Inklingo password unlocks hundreds of pages and amazing, innovative tools that won't clutter up your sewing space. It is so innovative, it is patented. You can start at the front if you like, but I'm starting at the back with the layouts of shapes to print on fabric, because this is why it is called a shape collection. And this is why Inklingo PDFs are usually hundreds of pages. This is one of the 4 layouts of the diamond. Each layout has different straight grain, and each is the same on 20 pages, except each page is in a different ink color and line weight to show well on the back of almost any quilt fabric and not show on the front. Quilters like you know that when you start with perfect shapes, you have confidence that you will finish something beautiful. Monkey knows that UFOs can break your heart. You should never have to worry that you will spend the money, start a quilt, become discouraged, and never finish. And you should not be limited to fast and easy designs either. For each set of 20 pages to print on fabric, there are 2 more pages to empower you. All Inklingo shape collections are organized the same way. No secrets. You don't have to be a geek either, because printing is one of the simplest things you can do with the computer and the inkjet printer you already have. The first of the 2 pages illustrates everything you need to know about the layout, like the straight grain and the actual precise finish size, in this case 1.32 inches. Accurate sizes mean no more cut it big and whack it off. This page also shows you page numbers for each color, although if you use the bookmarks in Adobe Reader, you don't even need to know the page number. Just click and go directly to print it on fabric. I love the other page. It shows the size to cut the freezer paper and fabric, so you can print the shapes you need without waste. Imagine seeing at a glance that a scrap of fabric is enough, or how much fabric to buy, or even whether you have enough in your stash. The last thing you want is to run out of fabric, and it doesn't feel good to wildly overbuy either. Before Inklingo, I sometimes bought a pattern just for the fabric requirements, even when I did not intend to use the sewing instructions. You deserve to have this info at your fingertips, and I describe several ways in my Winding Ways book. Without Inklingo, sometimes fabric requirements even seem too hard for designers. When a pattern has an error, this is usually it. In addition to the layouts of shapes with the 2 pages of helpful illustrations, every Inklingo shape collection includes essentials, like the test page so you know which colors are safe on a particular fabric, and the shapes without seam allowances to print for freezer paper templates, because we sometimes need those too. Some shape collections, like the free one, also have combo layouts. For many quilters, this is love at first sight. There is no complicated description. What you see is what you get. Sometimes shape collections, like the free one, include features of design books and patterns, but Inklingo design books and patterns do not include shapes to print on fabric. Only shape collections include shapes. Monkey and I want you to start free so there are no surprises when you buy something. When you explore the hundreds of PDFs in the Inklingo shop called Shape Collections, you can expect hundreds of pages, consistent organization, fabric requirements, a test page, other essential info, and sometimes even more. Now, I promise to tell you a secret. The free shape collection includes the first chapter of the Inklingo handbook. This is only a secret because some quilters miss it. I recommend all of the handbook, of course, but the info about printing on fabric in Chapter 1 is so important that I want everyone to have it on day 1. Now it's not a secret anymore, and that's good. Printing on fabric is your superpower. You don't need to be able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Print while you're sitting down, and sew by machine or on the couch if you like. A few minutes spent printing on fabric with Inklingo sets you up for hours of sewing with confidence. Traditional tools can make quilting so slow and difficult that it's easy to lose the plot and never finish. Aren't you glad you set up your free Inklingo account and password? It helps me when you click to like this video on YouTube and when you tell your friends about Inklingo. Maybe you know someone with a grandmother's flower garden UFO. Let her know that she can finish with Inklingo and she will be your friend forever. Plus, you yourself can always have a quilt finished and ready to proudly enter in the next Guild Quilt Show when you use Inklingo too. By the way, don't worry about the gatekeepers. They benefit from Inklingo too. And if you finish your quilt faster and are ready for more fabric sooner, quilt shops will love you even more. Now you know why Inklingo is the quilting tool we've always wanted. Love the lines and fall in love with quilting again.